If you're considering investing in a multi-purpose blender for your kitchen, then stay tuned to this video. Hi everyone, my name is Jharna and welcome back to my channel Jharnalist. I'm a Bangalore-based busy mom to twin boys, and my channel is all about making life easier and thereby healthier and happier for parents, kids, and everyone in fact. So do hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to stay with me. So in today's video, I will be reviewing the Nutribullet blender which I have been using for the past few months. Now Nutribullet is an American brand and their bullet blender, which is the Nutribullet PRO 900, is available in India. I purchased this bullet blender from Amazon back in October when the sale was going on for a price tag of 7,302 rupees, and it comes with a 2-year warranty. I'll leave a link for the product in the description box below. So the Nutribullet is a personal blender, and a lot of the marketing and branding around it promotes the fact that it is designed to make perfect smoothies. Now I personally don't really make smoothies. We as a family like to have our fruits and vegetables either raw or cooked in some form, and we don't prefer drinking them, especially not on a regular basis. So how is it useful for us, and what are the different ways a Nutribullet can be used in? I'll be sharing all that with you in this video, along with the advantages and disadvantages of this kitchen appliance, especially when it comes to Indian cooking and kitchens. But first, a closer look at what the Nutribullet 900 PRO includes. It comes with a 900 watt motor base, a 700 milliliter cup, a 500 milliliter cup, another 500 milliliter cup, but this one is with a handle, an extractor blade which is basically for blending, a milling blade which is basically for grinding, 2 solid lids, a lip ring with a handle, another lip ring, a user guide, and a recipe book. Another thing that's included is a small booklet, a pocket nutritionist, that lists out several fruits and vegetables, their benefits, and the selection process that should be followed for them. Some of the physical features of the Nutribullet PRO 900 are: it's champagne golden color, which according to me looks quite classy. It's sturdy and well built. It's compact. It's not bulky like other mixer grinders available in the Indian market, and because of the fact that it is compact, it doesn't take a lot of space on the countertop. There are air vents at the bottom of the motor base and stoppers to help it grip onto the countertop. It comes with a 2-pin corded plug, and all the attachments are made with BPA-free plastic. To use the Nutribullet blender, all you have to do is push down and twist. There are no buttons or switches or speeds involved. There are a few very important things that you must keep in mind when using the Nutribullet PRO 900 blender. First up, you can only use it for 1 minute at a time, 1 minute or under, that is. If the mixture requires further blending, then you need to wait for an interval of 1 minute before using it again. This prevents extra heating up, which could spell for disaster. Another very important thing to keep in mind when using this blender is only to use cold or room temperature ingredients in it. Do not use hot ingredients or even warm ingredients in this blender. Another crucial thing to keep in mind is to not go over the max line when filling ingredients into the blender. Another thing to keep in mind, the cups, the rings, and the lids are dishwasher safe, but the blades need to be washed by hand only. So all these years I've been using mixers and grinders which have either not lasted long or done a suboptimal job or have only been able to do a limited job. For example, I recall an incident where I wanted to make energy balls for my children, and I tried grinding up a mixture of dates and nuts together in my mixer and grinder, and not only did it not work, but it also conked off. So basically I was always on the lookout for a powerful, sturdy, multi-purpose appliance that I could use as a mixer, grinder and blender. A couple of my cousins were using the Nutribullet and they vouched for it and highly recommended it. So I decided to take the plunge. Coming to its uses. Now aside from smoothies, the different things that you could use your Nutribullet PRO 900 to make include soups, dosa and idli batter, chilla batter, pancake batter, wet masala pastes, dry masala blends, dry spice powders, hummus, chutney, dips, pizza and pasta sauce, buttermilk, coconut milk. The list is endless. Let's take a closer look at how the Nutribullet has fared for some of these in my kitchen. So like I mentioned, the extractor blade is the primary blade and you can use this for a large variety of things. Using the extractor blade, I've made buna masala over here, which is basically a standard Indian wet masala paste made of caramelized onions, tomatoes, ginger and garlic. I needed this for a matar paneer gravy dish I was cooking, and as you can see, it came out smooth and glossy in texture. Next up, over here I've blended together all ingredients needed for a green chutney. Earlier, I'd use my mixer and grinder for the same purpose, and the difference I can see is that the Nutribullet is quicker in whipping it out and ensuring that all the ingredients are completely blended without leaving any particles behind. The Nutribullet is absolutely great for soup making. Over here, I've made a spinach, sweet potato and garlic soup, which we at home have christened as the Green Goblin soup. I've shared the recipe for this on my Instagram and I'll post the link in the description box below as well. So prior to my Nutribullet days, I would have had to strain off soups like this to ensure that there were no fibers left behind that would feel odd while drinking the soup. But now there's no need to do that. The extractor blade here can break through tough skin or stems and seeds, you name it. So it definitely shortens the workload when it comes to making soups, and at the same time the entire veggie is retained, so there is added nutrition. Another thing that I was keen to try out in the Nutribullet was dosa batter. It worked well in grinding the batter. Now obviously if you need to make large quantities of dosa batter on an everyday basis, a larger appliance like a wet grinder would make more sense. But for us this worked fine. Ginger paste is another common staple required in Indian cooking. Here's a look at how the Nutribullet helped out with that. Though not an Indian dish, pasta is something that I cook a lot of as my little boys absolutely love pasta. So I try to add a lot of different veggies into the sauce as well. Over here my 8-year-olds helped me blend up the roasted ingredients we needed for a basic marinara sauce. Hummus was another thing that I found much easier to make in the Nutribullet as compared to the traditional mixer grinder. Making it in my old mixie was such a laborious process that it did not feel like it was worth the effort. But with the Nutribullet, I managed to quickly blend up this protein-packed super creamy hummus quite easily. Similarly, you can also make nut butters like peanut butter or almond butter. Now coming to the milling blade, this has been helpful for me in making dry spice powders like dhania powder, jeera powder, garam masala, to name a couple. It even works well for really small quantities. Over here I made just a little bit of a Chinese 5-spice powder for some desi Chinese I was cooking at home. Now let's move on to some of the drawbacks of the Nutribullet. So based on my experience so far, I am going to list out a couple of the disadvantages that I've seen with this Nutribullet blender. One is, of course, that it is compact in size, so you will not be able to do large quantities of any particular batter or mixture that you require. In that case, you'd have to divide up the ingredients and do a couple of batches back to back. For example, when we make pancakes at home, there are 4 of us at home and we need quite a lot of batter. So I have had to, do 2 batches of the same ingredients back to back in order to get the quantity that we need. The next minor disadvantage that I experienced with the Nutribullet blender was something that happened during its initial days. It did end up emitting a kind of a smell, heating up smell, or like a burnt smell when it was in use for almost a minute. Now this smell hasn't been occurring over the past several uses, so I think maybe it was just a new appliance smell. Another minor disadvantage related to the Nutribullet blender is that for mixtures that do not have any liquid content in them, you will have to open it up a couple of times and give it a good shake about, give the ingredients a good shake or mix about in order for it to get completely pulverized. All in all, the Nutribullet PRO 900 has been a useful buy. If you compare it with its Indian competitor, the Wonderchef Nutriblend, it is significantly more expensive. But then it also has a motor over twice as powerful. and is known to be much more sturdy and long-lasting. If you found this video helpful and if it helped you in deciding whether to invest in the Nutribullet blender, then do hit the like button and let me know in the comments below what is the biggest challenge you face when it comes to mixers, grinders and blenders. Till next time, stay safe, take care and happy blending.